Hello, everybody. Welcome to KataniaTaylor.com and my Facebook page. I'm Katania Taylor, Doctor of Oriental Medicine and Functional Medicine. I am here alone today. I'm just going to do a quick Facebook Live. Kathy N. King is not here today, but we are coming up with some wonderful new topics that we're going to continue to try to do every Monday. So anyway, if anybody jumps on here, feel free to say hi, let me know you're here, post any question you want on the topic I'm talking about today. What I'm going to be talking about today, I wanted to share with you some stuff that I had learned. You probably know I am very passionate about oral care and tooth care, primarily with my children, with preventing cavities, as we have a little bit of a history with my son, who's now 12. When he was 4 years old, he had 6 cavities. And that began my crusade to research and learn and discover ways to prevent cavities. Sorry, I have an itch. To prevent cavities on a deep level, because I thought we were doing everything right. I thought we were eating well and all that kind of stuff. So it's been many years, 6 or 7 years now, that I've been researching this, and I still come across some really eye-opening information, and I always want to share with you new stuff. I do have a program going right now, and it is a 2-module, 2-lecture series on how to bringing together all the information I've learned over the past 4, 5, 6 years on how to prevent cavities in your kids, and as well as how to prevent gum disease as we get older, but that also happens in kids as well. So, and they do happen to overlap quite significantly, and it is a holistic approach as to how to prevent cavities instead of really just focusing on what touches our teeth and what passes by our teeth. There is a whole bunch of stuff we can do that's internal, that is preventative, that is natural and holistic, and it looks at the whole body, and it looks at everything we're doing, everything we're putting in our body, everything we're putting on our body, on our teeth, in our mouth. So check out my program at KataniaTaylor.com. It's called Oral Health, my oral health program. It's pretty easy to find. But today I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I've discovered recently. You know, I'm passionate about the nutrition and supplementation for my kids for preventing cavities and keeping their teeth hard, and mineralizing toothpastes and topical treatments and flossing well and all the different things that we do. Unfortunately, what I had overlooked was that, my kids don't drink any soda. We have very little juice in the house. They really, really don't drink anything sugary. However, my son does love bubbly water, sparkling water, the ones that don't have any sugar, they don't have any artificial sweetener. Sometimes they'll have the essence of, they'll have essential oil in there. So you can get, for example, the La Croix brand. You have, the stores like Rayleigh's has their own brand. They're sparkling waters with absolutely really nothing in them. There's no chemicals. And they're very, they're hydrating, they're refreshing, and my son, pretty much has free reign to have a can or two. Has had until what I'm telling you today, has had pretty much free reign to have about a can a day of one of the bubbly waters that I keep in the fridge or in the pantry. And what I finally it wasn't something I researched. I didn't look into it on purpose. I did not look into it on purpose, but it dawned on me, I suppose, that carbonated drinks are acidic by the nature of what makes them carbonated, which is carbon dioxide, which is added to it to make them bubbly. And so I started doing some research, and so did my son. Actually, he happened to do research in his science class, and he shared that research with me. And turns out that carbonated water, mineral water, sparkling water, even club soda, can be as low as 2 on the pH scale. Now, ideally, we want to stay right in the middle of the pH scale. The pH scale goes from 0 to 14. 0 is extremely acidic, and 14 is extremely basic or alkaline. And both ends of the spectrum are, of course, very corrosive and very destructive. But we want to stay in the very middle. And most healthy drinking water is at about 7 pH. A lot of people believe in drinking alkaline water, and then they might be drinking something in the maybe 8, maybe close to 9 pH. But generally, your naturally occurring water is right around a 7. And this is basically considered neutral, and this is what is going to keep our saliva alkaline. Our saliva needs to be alkaline, because here's the kicker. So when we drink acidic drinks or food, there's acidity in food as well. When we have something acidic, that goes into our mouth. What happens is that acidity starts to break down or demineralize or soften our enamel. Our teeth are covered in a mineral covering, which is the enamel. It's made of, calcium, phosphorus, all sorts of minerals, and acids. If you remember back, I don't remember much, but back to high school chemistry classes, we would add an acid to something and it would bubble. It would start to break apart the bonds of minerals. And that's what acids do on our teeth. And that is why your dentist tells you not to drink acidic foods. And if you do brush your teeth right after or rinse your mouth out or whatever, chew some gum or something like that. Well, so we realized that my son was having 1, maybe half to 2 cans of mineral water, club soda, completely sugar-free, but he was having these half a can to 2 cans a day. And it finally dawned on me, and we started doing the research, that he was actually demineralizing his teeth. And what happens is you sip on these drinks for, anywhere from 10 minutes to a couple of hours. Maybe you sit and sip on a soda, sip on a bubbly water. Maybe, you sit and watch a movie and you sip on the can the whole time. You're literally demineralizing your teeth that whole time. So really bad, because I am obsessed with feeding my kids and keeping their teeth mineralized and keeping the right toothpaste, remineralizing toothpaste, remineralizing mouthwashes, totally obsessed, right? So here I am, probably for about 1.5 years, he's been really enjoying these sodas. And of course I have too. So the research that I did, and my son, like I said, happened to do some testing in science class, and he told me that I think it was a Schweppes brand of a club soda or a sparkling water. He said it was in the 2s in acidity level. I did find some good news. The good news is that San Pellegrino, which I have here, which I'll show you, San Pellegrino sparkling water is, well, there's a number of different scales. I've looked it up and seen a number of different numbers there. But the last scale that I looked up said that it's a 4.96, which isn't too bad. And the Perrier, similar sparkling water, just like this, mineral water, is a 5.35, which is much, much better. Again, we want to be closer to the 7. So we are getting down into the acidic range still. But things like LaCroix and, Schweppes and just your generic not over the counter, your generic, Top Food or whatever brand you buy at the store, probably Canada Dry, whatever all those other ones are that are club sodas or sparkling waters, are very likely going to be down in the 2 and 3 range, and that is very acidic. The reason why I believe this is from my research, why San Pellegrino and Perrier, and I'm sure there's a few more. I didn't do in-depth research as to which ones are good. These are generally the ones I find at the store, easily find. These are actual mineral waters. There's bubbly coming out of the water, of the ground, and they're mineral waters, and they're full of minerals. So the minerals in them are keeping them alkaline. They're keeping the acidity level up. They're keeping it more up towards the 7. Whereas probably the more manufactured sparkling waters they just have gas added to them, and that's what's making the water more acidic. And then the other good news, because of course, many things we eat, oranges, things that have citric acid in them, things that have vitamin C, things that, veggies to a certain extent, all fruit to a certain extent. Everything we eat is going to have a little bit of acidity to, or not everything we eat. Every meal we eat is very likely going to have some acidity in there. Tomatoes. So what you can do, and this is another sort of breakthrough for me, because what I have always done after my children had, let's say, a liquid vitamin C drink, I was specifically giving them vitamin C in a powder form in water, and they drink it, or something that I know is acidic that they're having on their mouth that maybe is good, healthy for them internally, but it's not good for their teeth. What I always have done is have them go immediately brush their teeth. This is a big problem. Here's why you do not want to go brush your teeth immediately after eating something acidic, okay? Like I said, there are a few things that we ingest that are good for our bodies. Lemon juice, lime juice, veggies and fruits, and citrus and all that. It's all acidic. It's very good for our bodies, not good for our teeth. So here is what you don't want to do. If you hear nothing else from this talk today, and this is what I want you to hear. Do not go brush your teeth immediately after ingesting an acidic food or beverage. Here's why. That acidity is softening your enamel. It is demineralizing your tooth enamel. It is softening it and breaking it down. If you then go and brush, you are literally brushing enamel off your teeth. Okay, big breakthrough moment for me. Big for me. Someone jumped on here. Let me know who it is. Say hi. This was a really big moment for me. It was super scary because I thought, crud, I was trying to get that off as fast as I can. Here's what you do if you have something acidic. And kombucha, another very healthy drink, very acidic, okay? Salad dressing, we use a lot of vinegar, very acidic. Here's what you do. You do not go run and brush your teeth. First thing you do is you swish with water. And you can swallow it. Swish with water. That's going to neutralize your saliva, bring down the acidity from what you just ate or drank. It's going to neutralize and stop the acid from demineralizing your teeth. It's going to start you back to that alkaline state. The other thing you can do, and this sounds very gross, but I've done a lot of research on this, and I've actually seen people doing this. You get some saliva in your mouth, and you swish with your saliva. Now, I've told my kids never to do this in public. It's really gross. But our saliva, especially if we're healthy and we are highly mineralized and we're eating a healthy diet, which is ideal, many of the minerals are in our saliva, and that is what's protecting our teeth. It's alkalinizing, and it's remineralizing our enamel. So do the water swish. If you don't have water for some reason, or you want to give additional remineralizing and neutralizing to your saliva, swish with, or to your teeth, swish with a little bit of your own saliva. Wait 15 or 20 minutes before brushing your teeth. Now, if your kids, you're feeding them breakfast, they have to rush out the door in the morning, you want them to brush before they leave, certainly make them rinse with water, and that's probably sufficient. Maybe wait 5 to 10 minutes. You can also put baking soda in water. That will very quickly alkalinize the mouth, the oral cavity, and stop the demineralizing process. If you're making one of my remineralizing mouthwashes, which I will link below, I have a couple recipes for that. They're very easy to make. We use them after we brush our teeth. This would be a perfect time to actually use the remineralizing mouthwash before you go brush your teeth, before you have your kids brush their teeth. So basically, that is really, let me just put up some of these things here, that remineralizing with water and baking soda. I wanted to show you again really quick that the San Pellegrino, they're not too bad. So like I said, if you're gonna drink sparkling water, make sure it's a high quality, make sure it's an actual mineral water. And then, but very, very important is don't go brush your teeth immediately. Okay, don't have your kids brush your teeth immediately. Swish with water, swish with baking soda and water, make my remineralizing mouthwash, or swish with your own saliva. I know it's gross, so don't do it in public, but these are really, really important. Number one takeaway, let your mouth just sit. So, you know, it dawned on me that my son's going to school, they eat their lunch and they don't brush after their lunch. You know what? That might actually be better. It might actually be better that we're not sending them off to go brush their teeth right away. Because eventually, if you do nothing, eventually your saliva is going to start balancing back out your mouth pH, and you're going to be in about 20 or 30 minutes back to a neutral pH in your mouth, which is what we want. So, you know, perhaps encourage your kids, let them know saliva is fine. You know, they can run it around their mouth a little bit. It's very healing and mineralizing and alkalinizing to the mouth. So use your saliva, use a little water swish, and don't go brush your teeth right away. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. You can definitely look up pH of just about anything you do drink, you know, juices. I did find a really fabulous list. I'll put the link in there below in the comments of all the drinks. It had like 3 or 4 pages of the pH of all drinks. And again, there are some in there that are healthy. You know, drinking a vitamin C water, lemon juice, tomatoes, all these things are healthy for our bodies. But the problem is we need to think about our teeth as well. So thanks for being here. I hope this helped. It was, like I said, a big realization for me. I will post all sorts of links below as I think about them. And here's my son home from school. So you guys have a great day. Thanks for being here. I'm Katania Taylor. See you soon.